Okay, so this is just a bit of a walkthrough of question 1b from the first exercise, so 13D, I think. But it's just the area under a curve. So the first thing we want to do with a question like this is start by trying to sketch it. So it's asking for the area between the curve, the x-axis, and the lines A and B. So we're being given all of that. So x is A, x is B, so the vertical lines. So we're going to start by sketching this. So I'm just going to rewrite this because it's a bit fuzzy at the moment. So f of x is 2x cubed plus 7x squared minus 4x. Now the first thing I'm thinking is this has got an x that can be factorized out. So that's the very first thing I'm going to do. After that, I'm going to see if I can factorize what's inside. Just to find the roots so I can get a fairly accurate sketch of this. So I've got x, and then this one I'm assuming is going to be a 2x. And then I just need to work out what's going to go in here. So we could do this fully. So remember, to properly factorize this, we do first times last. So 2 times minus 4 is minus 8, and we want them to add to be 7. So two numbers that times to be minus 8, but add to be 7. How are we going to be struggling there? Probably 8 and 1, I guess. So if we do 8 and minus 1, that'll be 7. So that's good. So you want to rewrite it. So 2x squared plus 8x minus 4, and then just factorize. So I'll bring a 2x out. I've got an x plus 4. Now minus 1, x plus 4. So my two brackets are 2x minus 1 and x plus 4. Can sometimes be a little bit crazy with these. With that 4 at the end, it could have been a 2 and a 2, 1 and a 4. It might not be even factorized, so it's just best to double check. We do cover this a little bit more in chapter 4 as well. I keep mentioning that, so apologies, but it is covered in chapter 4. So this tells us the roots. So we've got x equals 0. We've got x equals a half, and finally x is minus 4. So if you put those in order, we'll get minus 4, 0 and a half. So if you imagine drawing this, you're going to have minus 4 back here, then you've got 0, and then you've got a half. So it's going to go through these. Look at your original question. It's a positive cubic, so it's going to go up, down, and then back up. So I imagine it's going to come up, then down, and then back up, just like this. What's really important for us, though, is it's saying that A is minus 3 and B is minus 1. So keep in mind this is minus 4, this is 0, and this is a half. So we're not looking at the whole curve. We're looking from minus 3 to minus 1. So just these 2 points. So this is the section that we want to find. This is the area that we want to find. So it's just to, we'll come on to why this is important, especially to sketch a little bit later. There's a little bit more to this, but it's just important at the moment that we understand where this is. So remember the lines x equals minus 3 and x equals 1 are these two vertical lines. So I could continue those down, but the only bit we care about is the bit that's bounded by our curve and the x-axis itself. So that's why I've stopped here. So it gives us this finite area. So we're going to do the integral between minus 3 to minus 1. So I'm putting the bigger number at the top. Yeah, it's a smaller actual number, like the actual 1, but it's a negative. So remember, minus 1 is bigger than minus 3. And we're integrating 2x cubed plus 7x squared minus 4x. So when you get good at these, you might skip the drawing at the moment because you might realize what you've got to do here. But this drawing will become really important a bit later. So I'd never recommend skipping this. So integrating this, remember your square bracket for notation. So we've got x to the 4. We've got a 2 in front, but when we divide by 4, 2 over 4 actually gives me a half. So I'm just going to simplify that straight away. X, this 2 is going to become a 3. So it's going to become x to the 3. And then the 7 will be divided by that 3. And the x here is going to become squared. So I'm going to have 4 divided by 2, which is 2x squared. Just closing that. We don't need a plus c. We spoke about that last time. But no plus c's in here because that will just cancel. Remember, what you want to do now is put the top limit in and the second limit. So I like to use square brackets to remind me. So I'm going to put minus 1 in here. When you do -1, if you do -1 times -1, it's going to be +1. If you've got an odd number of -1s times together, it's going to be a -1. So keep that in mind as you do this. This one's going to be +1, so I'll get a half. This will be a negative, so I get -7/3. This one will be positive, but it's already minus here, so I get a -2. And I'll work this out in a little bit. So that's when 1 goes in. Minus. Our next job is -3. You don't need to do all this in your head like I'm trying to do. So -3 to the power of 4 is 81 over 2. -3 cubed is going to be -27. So I'm going to get 7 times -27 here. But then I'm dividing by 3. So I'm actually going to do that first. So 27 over 3 is 9. 9 times 7 is 63. So it's going to be -63. So I'm just trying to do all of that a bit faster. -3 squared is 9. 9 times 2 is 18. So it's going to be -18. So this is when I put -1 in. This is when I put -3 in. And now what I want to do is just tidy that up. And you can use a calculator for these. I'm going to attempt to do it without, but then I'll stick in my calculator just to check because I don't trust myself. All of these can be written as sixths. So this one here is 3 over 6. This one here is 14 over 6. So I've got 3 minus 14. And this one here is 12. So I've got minus a 12 as well. So 3 minus 4 is -1. Minus 12 is -13 over 6. So that's my first answer. Minus. Then I'm going to tidy all this up. -63 minus another 18 is going to be -81. So I've got 81 over 2 minus 81. So that's going to give me a -81 over 2. And you can double check that. 81 over 2 minus 81, that's going to be 162 over 2. 81 minus 162 is -81 over 2. So just having a look at all of that. If we want to put this over 6 now, yeah, maybe I should. I don't really fancy it, but I probably should. So 81 times 3 is 243. So this is going to be 243 over 6. So I've got -13 minus -243. Now that's really important because that's going to become a plus. So it's going to be 230. And don't forget these were both over 6. So it's going to be over 6. So I should look to see if 6 does actually simplify. I'm actually just going to simplify a little bit by dividing everything by 2. This will become 115 over 3. And I don't think that simplifies any further from what I can see. And then at the end, I'm just going to put square units. And I'm doing this to say that I know it's an area that I found. I don't know what the units are measured in. It could be centimeters, it could be meters. I have no idea, but I just know it's some kind of unit all squared. And that's that one. Obviously, you want to try and speed up, do it a little bit faster than what I've done here. Use your calculator for these numbers. Don't feel like trying to do them in your head like I've done. Hopefully that helps, but if you need any more, just let me know.